All right, excellent. Almost there. See here, just a little bit left. Want to make sure we don't damage this area. More important as well. We don't want to put any pressure on the edges. So you can see here, it's almost flushed. Just a little bit there. We could probably go ahead and tap it with a mallet with this thing right here, and I'll finish it off. So we don't want to overdo this thing real quick here. Our luck might run out, because it might actually cause some damage on the other side. So here we go. All right, so we'll bring it back here to our working table, and we're gonna go and mallet it the rest of it in here like this. You see me mallet it here. Okay. Finishing off a little mallet. Feel like it is going in. There we go. Yep, it's resting nicely. Beautiful. See there? It's resting beautifully in there. There you go. See? Seems like a perfect amount. It comes up a little bit, that's normal. For it to come up, it doesn't actually tuck in the groove. But we can make it tuck in a little bit more. If you notice here, I put the numbers on top, each one. That way it looks a little bit more uniform. So numbers sitting right here on top, and this one's can't because it's on the back side. So we can go ahead and give it a good final tap. So it's not going to flush anymore. That's pretty much it. It's going to rise up above the housing, because that's what it's supposed to be. Make sure it's turning nicely. We're going to put some Mobile One synthetic as well on here. See, it's not skipping. These are good Tata bearings. So we're going to finish them off, and we're going to go ahead and put some of our Mobile One synthetic on here. There we go. So that way it will be very nice and lube. We're also going to put some on the other side as well. So there we go. Get a nice glop of it on the bearings itself. So it's okay to actually give it a little bit a generous portion here, because you definitely don't want these bearings to run on dry. And these are good for wheel bearings especially. And they're synthetic, so it won't interfere with the oil. We got also the gear oil. Yeah. Stay on there. There we go. Gotta get a little bit more on here. We got our gasket being sprayed on the other side soon, and you'll get a chance to see that. There we go. Give a good generous portion here. You want to cover the whole bearings almost with this gunk. Mobile One synthetic, good gunk that you need. Just kind of have it fished all in there. There we go. Now it's running like a charm. Gonna put some more in here. The thicker they are, the more bearings it should need. There we go. Okay, we're gonna also put some in our oil seal, this section right here. Kind of get it all down deep in there. Just kind of lube the area, whole thing with the one below it as well. because again it's going to be sealing this, but we want to ride on it smoothly. Okay, we got that there. Let's go ahead and finish up on this one. We have a little bit left here, so we're going to go ahead and then we touch up on this one right here. Make sure it's properly lubed. Okay, we got all the lube in there. Okay, ready now to put the other set on the other side. Then here it is. This is the other side thing. We're going to put the remaining of our Tata bearings inside. Again, I apologize for the light. It's not the best lighting, but we got to work with it. Here we go. Got fireworks going on. We got the dogs scared to death in here, and we're making this happen. Okay, this one is 6204. This is going to go in, but it's going to need also the shaft, so we're going to go ahead and prepare the shaft for it. The shaft is right there. See that one right there? Should have a number. Number is facing 6204. So the number is facing us. So this is 2604. Okay, so we're going to put that next. We're going to take it off, and these ones are also going to be put in there as well. This is TPI 025. This one looks like it's ready just to fit right in. Okay, that's good. Makes our job easier. Okay. We'll make sure we gather all of our bearings here. These are original. We'll put the original back here so we won't lose them and don't get confused with the TPI ones. These are all the original. This one's the way it came out originally for these ones. So we're going to match them up to make sure that these are the sets for them. Okay, this one's the big one, 6203. And this one is 6203. So this one definitely goes here. Again, we want to make sure that we face the numbers heading to the top. So if it screws in this way, the top will be facing this direction. So it's facing this direction. We want their number to face that certain same direction. So let's go and look for that number 6203 right there. And it's just going to fit right in. Sorry, it's going to fit right in right there, 6203. We want to make sure it fits in good. Parallel to the number. Okay, so this one sometimes, if you look at it, you can almost squeeze it in, watch. See? Push it right in. So that's the new TPL one, just fit right in. Okay, and then we got the center one too. And make sure that's the TPI one. We don't want to put our original back on. Okay, this is also TPI. This probably would be for the smaller one here. And that should complete it, and this one goes to that one. So here we go. We're going to squeeze this one in as well. We're going to get the numbers. Again, to match this number here, the small one. This is 6202 for the small one. And this is 6202. So these are all these bearing sets pretty much just for the rear transmission. So it's nothing to do with the crankshaft itself or the crankcase area. So this is just mainly for the rear transmission area of the crankcase, of course. Here we go. Want to make sure that our numbers straight up, just for, you know, easy reference. Okay, this one might also just fit right in, or sometimes it just requires a little, you know, mallet tamping on it. Sometimes it just goes all the way in by itself after that. So we might not need to bring it all the way out there. The only thing we need to do is pretty much get the other one to go. Okay, so let me go and just see if I can just tap this down. You'll be able to see if it actually goes in as I plan. Okay, we're just going to take a little light mallet hammer. Just kind of give it a tap. If it doesn't go down, what we'll do is, we're going to push it. There we go, it's going down without much. feel it's going down. So there we go, it's done. So we really didn't need to use the pressure on it. And then this is rubber anyway, so it's not like a hammer where it just makes the metal friction. So there you go. Give it a good thump. And you also want to make sure to test it out, just make sure the bearing's not damaged if it spins freely, which this one's doing perfectly. Okay, the only one we do have to remove out will be this one right here. And again, this is facing our clutch area. So what we'll need to do for this one is make sure that the number is also facing the same direction. And I believe the number should be in accordance with this right here. So this is coming out this way right here. So this will also have a seal right there as well. So we're almost there. So let's go ahead and put our prepare this one for our seal. Oh, see, this one is prior loose. It just came right off on its own. Okay. So we're gonna go ahead. It's okay that the bearings are loose. Just make sure the seal doesn't come loose on its own, because the bearings are supposed to spin freely. It's just there to hold it, but it shouldn't have any much more slack. So this one's, see, it's precisely put on there. There we go. Make sure it's the same number direction. It is. There we go. This fits right in. Okay, so we're going to make sure that this number also faces us. So whichever this is going to come out, I believe it's getting, since it's coming this way, it's going into the unit like so. We want to make sure that the number is facing this direction. So let's see if this number is facing this direction. It's not, but we will make it that way. On the original one, it doesn't. The number is facing opposite. But let's go and see. We're going to go ahead and get this off of here. And how we do that is we're going to need our compression tool, because if we hammer it, it's going to cause it to damage. So this should be pretty easy to take off with our compression tool, especially when it has a slot already available for it. So here we go. We're going back to our 12-ton compression set here. Alright, there we go. See, this is what the X is for. You can barely see it, but apologize for the light. It's really bad. This is what X is for here. It's to hold that certain area intact while the other area presses off of it. So we're going to secure our bearings as much as we can. If we can get this X to close up a little smaller. If not, we'll have to do the other circle, or even go with X this way, just to hold it in place. So I think this will work. It's gonna be the diamond shape now, but that's fine. We just need some corner to hold this. All right. So we're gonna go ahead and take it down a notch. It seems like this is in the way now, so we'll drop it a notch. There we go. See me drop it. It's nice and cool now, the weather. All right, let's move this out to the side. Drop it a notch. We should be able to have it where it'll separate this one from it. Okay, we're going to go ahead and get our ratchet here. You can see, and tighten it down. Again, I do apologize for the lighting. It's not the best lighting. I should prepare a little bit better to work at nighttime. But we want to go and get this all squared away and done. It just needs to break out the pressure. Once it breaks out the pressure, it's pretty much going to be done. It's going to drop. We got a little plastic sort of like canister lid here to capture it to fall, so it doesn't, you know, it won't break it, but we just don't want to nick it. There we go. Alright, we're getting close to it. Oh boy. Almost there. You'll feel the tension coming on shortly. I want to make sure the other one's free to fall, and it is set to free to fall. So this 12 ton has done numerous numbers in helping us put the bearings in without damaging it. There we go. Okay, it's almost pressured in there. There we go, it's pressured now. Here we go. You'll hear it. There we go, it's coming off. I'll catch it another end. There we go, I caught it. So it's right there. There we go, we got it. This is the element that we're looking for. And now we're gonna go and put the new bearing in. So we'll set that everything in place, and you'll see me come right back out here. And okay, I'm back. I got some more lighting for us here. Okay, so what I did was, this is the bearings that are gonna go in. Wow, it actually did pretty well just for me using my hands. Okay, so it looked like it just ate it up. Okay, so this is pretty much, this going to be facing our variator clutch, pretty much our driven pulley. So we're going to go ahead and face the number this way, so it actually shows on the other end. So we're going to go and compress it this way where the number's showing. Again, this number is TPL, it's a TATA one, and its item number is 6204. Okay, that's part number. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to compress it into this way, just like we did this one right here, which was perfect because this number was facing the opposite direction, but I think they're universal. Doesn't really matter which way it goes. There's no really flex side or anything like that. So we're going to go and put this in here. And we're going to go and press it down until it goes all the way down. And this is the original. So here we go. Tighten it down. We're working throughout 4th of July here. Hope you can see it a little bit better now. Do my part at least, not get in the way of your view. Everything's coming pretty nicely now. We're going to go ahead and start getting our gasket inside. That way we can start working, putting it in there, assembling everything. Okay, it's almost there. And when we get off, we're going to do the same thing. If we need to get it off, let's say. Okay, there we go. It's gripping it. Now it's time to go ahead and... Wow, beautiful. I wish you could see the sky just lighting up right now, but I think this is what you really got this video for, to see how I can put the bearings into the shaft. There we go. And make sure it's flush. It's almost there. Bring it around here that you can see it. See that right there? We have it almost flushed. Just a little bit, like, oh, look at that. Which you can see. I think they might shoot another one up. That way you get 2 videos, huh? One for the fireworks show and one for this one. It goes by too fast. There we go. Okay, can't really see it. Okay, there we go. See how it's coming down on it? I'm gonna make sure it closes up just by hair, really. Okay, there we go. You don't want to put too much more pressure than needed. I don't think there's a gap anymore. But if you want certain, we just do a little bit more, like a light tap on this real quick here. Because it will actually, even as far as bending it. There we go. That's it. That was a light tap. Okay, we're going to release it. Make sure our bearings properly spin. Woo! There we go. It's all set. Wow. Our bearings are still spinning. Good. We don't want any restriction. Wow, it's flowing right nicely. There it goes. That was our old one here. We just upgraded now to the new ones. So we're gonna go and bring it back inside and start reassembling the transmission of our unit here. There we go. All right, so we got this part now. Again, it's time to go ahead and put in. What am I doing? Putting this one in. Okay. There we go, you can see it now. Okay, it's time to go ahead and put this one in. How this one will flow. It's going to come out the other way. Okay. It looks good. Now we do need a seal for this as well. That other one keeps on dropping. I'm not sure why. Okay, so we'll need the oil seal for this one as well. And that one's going to require is the medium sized one that we got earlier. So that one's pretty much easy to put in. Do you remember that seal that we took out originally from the previous video, the first seal? And that one's going to be the medium sized one. So there's 2 or 3 almost small ones that look identical, but it's the medium one that's pretty much a little bit bigger than the other 2 you can see here. So it's a little bit bigger than the other 2. So here we go, let me get the light on there for you. So you can see this right here. They look identical, right? But one of them is going to be bigger than the other 2. The other 2 just goes to the crankcase area. Well, the big one and the medium one goes to the rear transmission area. So you can see this one's going to be slightly bigger. There we go. Let me get the resolution there for you. There we go. See that resolution? So you can see this right here. It almost swallows it a little bit. So the bottom one's slightly bigger. And that's the one that we're going to pretty much, this one's going to save last for putting the other side of the crankcase. So there we go. We got all the seals now. I'm going to assemble this one. Again, keep in mind again, the spring area where the open lip is going to be pretty much facing where the fluid is going to be contained. And the outside is going to be flush where it isn't. And we're going to go ahead and design this to make sure that it stays that way. Let me go get some more light on here. You can see, I think I got a little bit more juice. Charging this. Okay, got a little bit more juice here, you can see. Okay, so let's go ahead, and if it's going this way, this is pretty much the top. We want to make sure our, just like we did this one, make sure our number is facing up. So let's go ahead and face the number up. This is number 32, and that one was number, let's see my eyes here, a little gunk in there. Yep, this is several different numbers that we read out before earlier. 19.19, 8, 30, and 5. This is just number 32, and I believe this is a 3. 3 or a 6, sorry. 6 or a 5. I can barely make out that one. But the number's in there. 32. Okay. Right, and our original one that we removed out, that number is about the same. That's the original one here. That number is 32. And again, it's really hard to see, but I'm assuming it's a 6. This one seems a little bit more curved. So we'll take that one there as a 6. Again, the lighting is very hard to see. So, but they are the same now. Just match it. So we're going to go ahead and line the numbers directly on top of our unit here, just to make sure. There we go. Facing up now. Looks good. We can probably push it by hand, most of it. This one's pretty much an easy one to put in. See here, we can push it by hand. Okay, and then we can go ahead and use our tampering tool to level it more. Again, use a mallet. And that's how it looks. Okay, it's flush here for the surface, which is good. That's what we want, all the flush. This one feels like a little bumpy. So we can probably work on that one a little bit more. Again, this is not going to let it flush any more differently. And once it hits the metal part, it usually stops there. So that's kind of good to know. But we're going to go ahead. Okay. Here we go. It's sitting there nicely. Let's go and look at the other side to make sure it flushes really good. And it looks good. All of it's there. The springs are still there. Now it's time to go ahead and give our bearings a little coat of Mobil 1 synthetic. Kind of place this back on top again. This one just keeps on wanting to come off, so we might not be able to secure it yet until we put it in there with its sprocket. So here we go. We're going to go and put some of our synthetic grease in there. This is good for the ball bearings, and it won't interfere with the gear oil that's going in there later. Last, really, until all our mechanism properly lube. Give a good portion of it in there. It deserves it from all that banging we did on it. Well, we didn't do some serious hard banging. It's just pretty much some pressure. I put it here too where it spins. Make sure it just spins freely. Alright. You can wipe off the excess that are not on the bearing. We want to keep it just on the bearing where it's needed. We don't need to flood it with a synthetic. There we go. Give it a good portion there. That's where all the bearings just kind of like bathe in it a little bit. Protect it for the long haul. There we go. See, it's coming nicely. Super. There we go. Yeah, you're gonna see me do it step by step. There's no forwarding, or I only pause it if I'm about to go and you know, look for a part for too long. I don't want you guys to wait on that part. It's not fair to you guys. But at least you guys can see how long it would take normally to do it very carefully. Carefully, if I can say. Just kind of make sure I feed all the bearing in there and even give it a twirl. That way the bearings aren't using it. There we go. Super. You want to use it all up. Okay, and then we're also going to put some inside the sealant area, because again, it's going to be you know, putting a lot of metal friction here on the rubber part, and we want to make sure that also has a nice coating as well. So on the oil sealed as well, we'll put some of our lube here, even though it's mainly for what you could say bearings. It works good at anything kind of rolling, because there will be the shaft that's going to be resting on it, and even though we don't want the oil to get out, we don't want it to also dry up from not having enough lube when it just spins freely on it. But this will be good. You know, gave it a good portion here. It's okay to get some on the ring. Okay, so we pretty much gave a generous portion here, both sides of the bearings now, as well as the sealant. We're ready to go ahead and put in the shaft that we just go ahead and compact. And we're going to go and put all the gears as well. But there we go, we just slip it right in. And again, we're going to go ahead and try to get the numbers directly on top as well. So let's see where this number is facing. Okay, the number's facing top that way, this way. So the number's facing this way. I'm going to go ahead and make sure we set this.